Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for joining me. We're simulcasting as we do, you guys, across 3 platforms: Instagram Live, Facebook Live, and Periscope. I'm going to try to keep this brief. I say that every time, but we'll see what happens this morning. Thank you all for tuning in. Happy whatever day it is that you happen to be watching this broadcast. If you are new to me, if you and I have never met virtually or otherwise, my name is Monique James, and I am an online entrepreneur and educator. And I'm here to talk today about how you can be like Marvel. How you, whether you are a team of one, or you own and operate a family business, or you have a team of 12 or 15 or 100, you can be like Marvel. And I'm going to break down what I mean and kind of wrap all of this up so we can get out of here, okay? So Black Panther is still dominating the news cycle. That's the truth. Everybody is still talking about Black Panther. And one of the very interesting things for me as a fan of Marvel and Marvel movies is not only the conversation about the movie itself, but the conversation about the post credits that happened after the movie was over. Marvel, anybody that is a fan of Marvel, they know that when you are watching a Marvel movie, if you're in the movies, don't get up when the credits start rolling. Jeez, really? Don't get up when the credits start rolling. You need to stay in your seat because Marvel is going to have something else to show you at the end of the movie, right? And for the people that were brand new, had never seen a Marvel movie before, they didn't know what to expect. What is going on, you guys? What is happening? My Instagram is just acting insane. The new people, the people new to Marvel didn't really know what to expect, but they stuck around anyway. And in all of the commentary and everything that's been happening about the movie, there has been a lot of conversation, a lot of people trying to dissect the post credits. People new to the Marvel game trying to dissect the post credits. Marvel is very good at dropping hints in their post credits about what to expect next, and even about something that might have happened in the future. They are really good at that. Marvel is a marketing machine. They are a marketing machine. So if you haven't seen the movie, like, just stop watching. Hey, Natasha, thank you for joining in. Thank you for tuning in. If you haven't seen the movie, I'm going to talk about the post credits. So whatever. In the post credits, there were 2 post credits actually at the end of Black Panther, and both of those post credits referenced the next movie that's coming, which is Avengers Infinity War, and they kind of tied in some stuff that happened in Avengers Captain America Civil War. So everybody again is just talking about it. Everybody's all excited, whether you are a fan of Marvel movies or not, because if you are a fan, you know that the Avengers movie comes out in May. Avengers Infinity War comes out in May. So kind of the precursor, the breadcrumb dropping for that movie was dropped in the post-credit trailer of Black Panther. So basically, essentially what Marvel is doing is they are using and leveraging a very fundamental business development process that I want to pull out and extract and make sure that you all recognize what that is. Because if you're a fan, whether you're a fan or not, we kind of get caught up in the stuff and we're like, oh my God, this is going to be awesome. Or the people that we follow, we get caught up in the emotion of what they're doing. And we tend to forget that those people, those businesses, those brands that we follow, they are implementing processes in their business that are fundamental strategies that we should be paying attention to. Fundamental processes that we as business owners should be paying attention to. So we need to be able to get all excited, but also see what it is and what part of the process we as a consumer are playing in. So I titled this kind of Be Like Marvel, or the one lesson that all of us, whether we are a solopreneur, a small business owner, an entrepreneur, a side hustler, the one thing that we can take away from Marvel is the strategic planning aspect. That's the one thing that those of us that saw the movie, that have seen all of the movies, whether Black Panther was the first one that you saw, you can take that away. You can apply the same thing that Marvel has done. So Marvel does it better than anybody else. They are like at the top of the best to do it. The whole strategic planning thing. And they leverage that strategic planning, that strategy, to get people like you and me talking about them all the time. We're still talking about Black Panther. We're still talking about Marvel. We're still talking about the post credits. People are dissecting it and trying to figure it out. And I've been talking to people over the last week that are like, well, now I have to go and watch the Avengers movie so I can know what's happening. I can understand Black Panther, and then I'm going to have to go watch the next Avengers movie. It works. The strategic planning works when you implement it. So, like I said, movie watchers, people that are a fan of Marvel, they're trained to stick around because they know what's coming. The strategic plan that Marvel implements is they have sat down and they have outlined everything that they want to put out over a period of time, maybe say 5 years, right? And they have determined and figured out how to tie those things in together to keep people like you and I interested enough so that we get excited about the next thing, so that when the next thing drops, we buy it. That's strategic planning at its finest. And you will only be able to do that if you take a step back from your business and look at your business as if you are sitting in the clouds. You need to put some distance between what's happening down here. You need to be up here, looking at your business and analyzing how all of these things fit together. Tula says, I'm looking at the 4 tattoos they use on the women warriors. Nothing is done by accident. It's not done by accident. It's planning. It's careful, thoughtful, intentional planning. I'm clapping for effect. This is strategic planning at the highest level. But guess what? You can implement the same process in your business. I don't care what you sell, because this is what trips us up as entrepreneurs. We want to get in the doing. We want to be doing stuff, but then we get frustrated because all of the doing isn't doing anything. We're doing, but we're not selling. We're not making money. We're not building an audience. Nobody's talking about us because our doing is disconnected. Our doing is all over the place. Our doing has no continuity. It has no process. It doesn't make sense. When you take the time to strategically plan for your business, your people will get excited about what you do, and they will show up to watch, to share, to read, to buy. Strategic planning isn't just something the big brands do. It shouldn't be. It should be something that we all do because it works. The reason we are still talking right now about Black Panther, and now because the conversation is shifting a little bit. The last week it's been all about Black Panther, but more people are talking about, well, the post credit said something about this. And who was the guy in the post credit? Let me tell you who the guy was. The white dude in the post credit that they called the White Wolf. That's Bucky, who was first introduced in Captain America, the first Avenger movie. And then he became the Winter Soldier. And now he's going to be in the Avengers Infinity War. And all of those movies tie together. Listen, this thing does not happen by accident. If you do not start implementing some strategic planning in your business, it's not going to make sense to your audience. It's not going to look seamless to your audience. You're not going to be able to build upon one level to get to the next level. When I was thinking about doing this broadcast, I thought about a broadcast, and it's actually a blog post on my website that I did. When did Beyonce perform in the Super Bowl? Was that 3 years ago? 3 years ago. Tula says, nothing like the backside of the mountain. whatever year Beyonce performed in the Super Bowl. I did a Periscope broadcast. This was 2015? I don't know. I don't remember. I did a Periscope broadcast to pull out the strategy that Beyonce used, because she performed in the Super Bowl, but before the performance in the Super Bowl was the performance at Barack Obama's second inauguration. That built up momentum. Then there was the announcement about the Super Bowl. Then right after the Super Bowl performance was the announcement about the world tour. That is strategy. That's strategy. Nothing happens by accident. You have got to step back. You have got to take that time and put the pieces together so that your things make sense, so that they line up. And people are like, oh my God, did you see that post credit? Who was that dude? I gotta come to see the next movie. Marvel, I'm telling you guys, we got to stop playing around. You got to take this thing that you do so seriously that you plan your moves in advance. You plan your moves in advance. And if you don't know how to do that, I got two things for you. I have two products, because strategy is my middle name. Strategy is my middle name. I learned everything that I know about strategy in the military. There is no better place to be able to see how a plan, something that we as entrepreneurs tend to think is very passive. We don't like to plan because planning is passive. When we plan, we don't feel like we're doing anything, right? The military taught me how a plan can lead to a win. A plan in the tent can lead to a win on the battlefield. That's how you need to look at your business. So I have two things that I've created. And listen, these things aren't even new, because strategy is step zero. It's not even step one. It's step zero. I could give you all the tools in the world. I could give you $1 million right now. I could invest $1 million in your business right now. If you have no plan for how you're going to implement things to grow that money, you'll be broke in a year. You'll spend it up, because you'll just be doing things willy-nilly. Strategy is step zero. So I have a course, Cloud Strategic Planning for Entrepreneurs, and I have a Strategic Success Planning Workbook. Both are available right now, have always been available, because strategy is the first thing. It's the implied step. It's the step before the step. It's the step that most people that you guys are following don't talk to you about. They tell you, you need ConvertKit. You need lead pages. Use Hootsuite. Buy this, buy that, buy this, buy that. That's what they tell you. They don't tell you about the strategy to put those tools to work. Because I'm sitting here and I'm telling you how Marvel does it, but you still won't be able to do it like Marvel if you don't have a strategy for your own business. You won't be able to execute like Marvel execute, and it's possible to do, but you got to have a strategy first. That's step one. So if the Cloud Strategic Planning for Entrepreneurs course is a 4-module course, it covers the overview of strategy. It covers, it's 3 modules. Strategic Planning Overview. It covers the steps to put your strategy in place. Hey, Michelle, thank you for joining. And then I even give you a real world case study, just like I just gave you today. A real world case study. That course is available for $38 on my website, MoniqueJames.com. Click the training tab, January, the 2018 kickoff. But if you don't want the videos, if you just want the workbook is available for $10. It covers the same content. Listen to me. If you do not, in 2018, take that time to look at your business from up here, get out of the weeds and go up here, because it's only from this point of view that you can plan the road for your business. You can't do it from here. If you're the soldier on the battlefield fighting, you cannot plan success because you can't even see what's in front of you. You can only do that from here. E. Michelle says, Marvel is my baby. Marvel does it better. And it's so evident than anybody else. If you do not implement if you don't plan and then implement it, you will never get to where you want to get to. E. Michelle says, I love my cloud planning program purchased from you. E. Michelle has the pro, and listen, the course, the video course, you have lifetime access to that. And I'm probably going to update the case study because this course is 2 years old. Almost 3 years old. It works. The content still applies. Strategy will never change. The fundamentals of strategy will never change. Never change. We see people do this and follow this tactic, follow these processes because they work. Exactly, Michelle. I'm going to have to update it. I'm going to have to update it. It works. I just gave you 2 examples. You could be like Marvel or you could be like Beyonce because Beyonce did it too. And I'll post after this broadcast is over on Facebook. I will post the link to that old school blog post where I break it down. I will also post the link to the tab where you can find all of the information about the course or the workbook if strategy is something that you are ready to implement in your business. You will not stumble upon a successful business. You have got to plan your way to success. It does not happen by accident. And the reason everybody is talking about Black Panther and talking about those post credits and now looking forward to May 4th when Avengers Infinity War comes out is because of Marvel's strategy. That's why. And you could do it too. This isn't something only for the billion-dollar companies. It's a process that once you understand it, you should be implementing over and over and over and over again. Thank you, E. Michelle. Over and over and because listen, all of the processes that we talk about in business, right, to keep business moving forward. You're talking marketing, and that marketing might cover, funnels and social media and email and blogging and all of these things that we talk about. All of those things need to have a strategy behind them. If you're blogging, you need to have a strategy for your blog. If you're using live streaming, you need to have a strategy for why you broadcast. If you are running ads in the newspaper, you need to have a strategy for why you're doing it. Nothing should be done just because people tell you to do it. You need a strategy for everything. Everything. It doesn't happen by accident, you guys. And you watch broadcasts and you follow people's blogs and you sign up for their webinars, not even recognizing that you are in their strategy. Their strategy is getting you to do the thing that they want you to do because it's all a part of a bigger plan. We, as business owners, need to be able to look at what we do as consumers through the lens of a business owner. You bought that ticket for that movie as a consumer. And you watched those post credits and you got excited as a consumer. But you need to take your consumer hat off, consumer eyes off, and put on the business owner hat and see what that was for what it was. And then you need to figure out how you can implement the same thing for your business. So that's all that I have to share. That's it. Implement strategic planning in your business. That's the one lesson that you can learn from Marvel to help you win. Strategic planning. Both products, I will post the links for both of my products, the Cloud Strategic Planning for Entrepreneurs course and the Strategic Success Planning Workbook. Strategy will get you where all of this other stuff can't. Strategy will get you where social media can't. Because you can't do social media effectively if you don't have a strategy behind it to begin with. And that's real talk. That's real talk. You've got to have a strategy. You've got to know why you are doing things. You've got to know the reason for it. You got to know, what is this getting me to? You say you want to use a bot? Why are you going to use a bot? What do you want to use the bot to do? Well, I don't know. People just say use bots. That doesn't make any sense. How are you going to use it? What are you using it for? How does a bot play a role in the grand scale of your business? You need to know all these things. Strategic planning will help you uncover that. And then you will know exactly what to get, what to implement, when to implement it. It won't be so difficult for you. But you've got to start at step 0. That's step 0, you guys. So if nobody has any questions, I am going to get out of here. I thank you all for tuning in. If you're catching this on replay, message me whether you're watching this on Instagram, on Periscope, on Facebook Live, even on YouTube. Drop your questions if you have them. And start today. Start today. It's the step before the step. It's the work before the work. Strategic planning is the thing. It's the one thing. If you know how to do, everything else will fall into place. Everything else will fall into place. You cannot go out and shoot and kill anything if you don't have a strategy behind what you're shooting, why you're shooting. I mean, you can't even execute if you don't know the why, if you don't have a plan for your execution. So y'all know what I say at the end of every broadcast. Baby steps to greatness is a decision that you are going to take disciplined, intentional, and actionable steps every single day. But understand this, you cannot take those steps. You won't even know what steps to take if you don't have the strategic plan in place already. See, everything starts there. Everything starts there. You've got to make the plan, and then using the plan to guide you, you can take your baby steps and you can get to the greatness that you already know is in front of you. So take your baby steps to greatness, you guys. It's not about getting things perfect. It's about making progress. But you got to have a plan for the progress that you want to make in your business. So I thank you all for tuning in. If you're catching the replay, drop your questions, and I'll catch you all later. Bye.